so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
A lot of the cases that the courts handle are criminal cases. They begin when law enforcement officers make an arrest for somebody who is suspected of a crime or carry out an investigation as to who committed a crime. Society relies on police officers in the first instance and the judicial system in the second instance to uphold the rule of law, which is the stabilizing force for a democracy like ours. And many people don't take seriously enough the importance of the rule of law and the way that the law enforcement officers risk their lives daily to secure rule of law for us. It is the time when those of us who support the rule of law have to dive in with the most enthusiasm and vigor to try to defend what we are giving our careers to, and in the case of law enforcement officers, many times giving their lives.
Thanks for what you do each day. No amount of money could possibly pay you for your hearts and lives and the sacrifice that you make on a daily basis. Instead, you're inspired to give your best efforts for the sake of a great cause, and I thank you for your service. Thank you. We see our officers leaving at an unprecedented level. Our state, in the past 5 years, lost 50% of its police officers, and there's no replacements on the horizon. I hear our police leaders across this nation say, we have to drop our standards if we're going to continue staffing our police agencies. I would challenge all the law enforcement leaders across this country that before you lower those standards, to think about why those names are on that wall and what they stood for. Principles and ideals that we believe in could not exist without the sacrifices they made for our freedom. And if we're to have high standards in this profession, it's up to each one of us to represent in life what they represent in death. Because those officers on that wall, they represent the best of us and the highest standards of all.
It is a fantastic honor for me to be here today, not just because of the importance of this event. I was born here in 1963 in the hospital, was baptized over at St. John's Church. I had my first job here with Ross Anderson, tried my first case in this room that we're going to be in 1989. I stood right here in this spot and made a closing argument to the jury in my first ever trial as a lawyer. I lost that case. It's my privilege in being here tonight to thank you for being the men and women who, more than any other people in our society, dive in to the most difficult situations at the most difficult times, who stand on the front lines between order and chaos, and who too often receive no thanks from the society that your doing so is essential to preserve.
The reading of the roll call of fallen heroes. Marshal Jeremiah Hughes, Town of Easley, end of watch, June 24, 1892.